If you took a look at the mainstream media this weekend, you most likely would have seen stories about how this person snubbed that person or the politics or what have you. Here are some of the stories you might have missed on the international scene. First and foremost, in the Mideast, the crisis in Syria continues to build, as in one case, the jihadists have retaken Palmyra, and in another case, they have been allowed to leave Aleppo. It's very hard to determine which side is which in this fighting, as each side claims the other side is the terrorist, with those who are all of them fighting Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, Russia aligned with some of them, the United States aligned with other groups of them. The point is that they did declare a ceasefire, and a lot of people left Aleppo, including a lot of people that were fighting, and they don't know if they, quote, let terrorists get away or not. Also, the globalization in terror. It was a big weekend. A lot of bombs going off all around. In Turkey, big bomb went off outside of a soccer stadium, and it apparently was targeting the police. In Egypt, a Coptic Christian cathedral was targeted. A whole bunch of people injured. In Somalia, some other big bombs. This is not just an issue of left or right or a terrorist or who's whatever. I mean, it is a worldwide phenomenon that people are getting bombed and are scared. Meanwhile, the leadership of Russia and the leadership of Serbia are meeting together for the first time possibly in a long time. Some echoes of the Cold War alignments coming back now. Also, a petition to commute Chelsea Manning's sentence has been signed over 107,000 times. It was supposed to be signed by 100,000 by the 14th in order for the president to be required to consider it. Basically, it's asking him to commute Manning's sentence for time served. Manning, by the way, has already been in prison longer than any other whistleblower for that kind of offense, which was specifically turning over documents to WikiLeaks. Also, the oil prices, basically right now OPEC and 11 other countries have formally agreed to cut back on oil production. If that does not go through, we could see oil prices dropping to $30 to $35 a barrel. If it does go through, like it looks like it will at this point, we're going to see oil prices continue to rise, something that means good stuff for Alaska in terms of the bottom line, money coming into the coffers, bad stuff for the economy overall. Also, one of the Russian colonels that has been in Syria has succumbed to his wounds sustained in one of the shelling by the so-called terrorists, depending on which side you're asking. And one other interesting Russian connection here, actually Ukrainian, Antonov Aircraft Company has offered to President-elect Trump that perhaps he should order a new Air Force One from Antonov, which would just blow my mind. If you remember back during the Cold War, Antonov was the main maker of Soviet aircraft. And to think about a U.S. president flying an aircraft produced by a former Soviet maker, it blows my mind to think about. But that's what's in the news, and hopefully it kind of expands the horizon beyond what you're getting from the mainstream media. And, you know, it's interesting because people who've been following the news for a long time, we know what fake news is. You watch it all the time on the big networks, right? We know it's fake. We know it's manufactured. And as you're looking and you're digging through some of these other sources like TASS, like Pravda, like the BBC, the UPI, you're finding that, gee, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. Keep doing it. And keep letting me know about it. Send me your news leads to my address, steve@radiofreespeech.com. And today's commentary, we're going to take a look at what happened here in the Fairbanks North Star Bureau on Thursday. They've officially approved the accepting of anonymous complaints. I'll talk about that and get your feedback. Once again, the radiofreespeech.com is the website. Thanks.